So we introduced numbers, we introduced variables, we introduced expressions. Then we saw some operations for expressions. When it comes to algebraic expressions, you end up having two different scenarios. So for algebraic expressions, when you read examples or completing the homework or going over some quiz, there are specifically two types of tasks that you've been asked to do. The very first task is to simplify algebraic expressions. The second task might be asking you to evaluate an algebraic expression. So what's the difference between them? For example, when I ask you to simplify an algebraic expression, I basically ask you to combine like terms. For example, suppose I give you x plus 1 plus x. This is a very simple algebraic expression. I ask you to simplify algebraic expression. You're going to say that, hey, x and x, both of them are of the same kind, the same variable with the same exponent. This becomes 2x plus 1. This is your final answer. I might ask you to simplify this algebraic expression. X squared plus 1 plus x. In this scenario, we're going to say that, hey, there is no like terms. This guy is a quadratic term, a term of degree 2. Quadratic term. This guy is just a constant value, number. Constant. And this guy here is x. Well, this is just a linear term. Am I allowed to combine these? There is no way you can combine these. So what are you going to do? You're going to say that, hey, we cannot simplify this expression. Why not this guy here? 3. Suppose I give you 2x plus 9 plus 10x plus 1. What about now? Well, I have 2x and 10x. They are both linear expressions. This guy becomes 12x. Then I have 9 and 1, which is 10. We simplify this algebraic expression. So note that if you have different exponents, you are not allowed to combine these. These two are two different objects. There is no way you can combine these. You might ask, hey, what if I see something like this? X squared times x. That's a different story, guys. You have multiplication and you have the same base. X to the second power, x invisible exponent, which is 1. You write 1 base and you add the exponents. This is x to the third. Note the operation here. You have addition. There is no way you can combine these. You have multiplication or product. You're allowed to combine these two. If I see something like this, x squared divided by x, what should I do here now? X squared is x times x divided by x. I'm allowed to cancel out common factor, x and x. I end up with having x divided by 1 or x. What if my x squared is on the denominator? If you have a situation like this, Number 6, if you have x divided by x squared, this is x over x times x. You are allowed to cancel out the common factor, and you're left with 1 divided by x. This is not the same. For number 5, you have x as a result. Any number divided by 1 is equal to that number. Any expression divided by 1 equals to that expression. But if you have 1 on the numerator and expression on the denominator, you have to leave it as it is. There is no way you can simplify this. Very good. So, simplify algebraic expressions. What if I ask you to evaluate an algebraic expressions? For example, I say, hey, evaluate 2x plus 1 when x is equal to 0. What's the meaning of evaluating? It means that wherever you see x, you're going to substitute that by 0. You got 2 times 0 plus 1. Multiplication comes first. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Evaluating an expression, if you have a numerical value, results in a numerical value. Suppose I ask you to evaluate x cubed plus 2x plus 5 when x is equal to -1. So in this scenario, when we are asking to evaluate, it means that you're going to just do the substitution. Simple substitution, then apply algebra. -1 raised to the third plus 2 times -1 plus 5. I have -1 raised to the third. What's the meaning of that? Is this -3? Nope, this is wrong. -1 to the third is -1 times -1 times -1. So negative times negative becomes positive. Positive times negative becomes negative. So -1 to the third is -1. So you have a -1 here. 2 times -1 is -2. You get a negative number plus 5. -1 minus 2, -3 plus 5 becomes 2.